Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
So in this episode, our topic for discussion is false flag invasion. So firstly, what does false flag invasion really mean?
This false flag invasion refers to a fake invasion by so-called aliens that's been set up by the military-industrial complex since the ETs first made their presence known in the 1940s, not long after World War II. This fake invasion is all part of the planetary controllers' disempowering and fear-mongering divide and conquer agenda, which they use to keep Earth-plane humanity under control.
So what do you think has been orchestrated on Earth that has led to the ETs being feared?
From what I gather, it seems to be in connection with a time, I presume in the 1950s or thereabouts, when the Greys are said to have approached the United States government with a story that their race was dying out and that they needed genetic input from Earth humans in order to survive. It's claimed that a treaty was signed with the government giving the Greys permission to abduct Earth humans and harvest whatever was required in exchange for advanced technology. The Greys were supposed to work only with a restricted number of Earth humans, but the story goes that they broke the treaty and began a campaign of mass abductions, harvesting blood, glandular secretions, etc., from both humans and animals. It was also claimed that they intend to eventually invade and take over planet Earth.
So in your opinion, how much of that is true?
Very little. Yes, one grey culture was dying out and permission was sought on a joint exchange. A very early grey species, the one I refer to as the ant people, was an Earth human culture created down here way back before the time of the dinosaurs. They were created out of insectoids as opposed to the mammalian primates whose genetics were used to create modern-day humans. After the ant people, a reptilian human culture, which I call the Repterans, was developed out of the saurians, the dinosaurs. And these ones basically took over the planet, attacking and destroying the ant people's culture, forcing them to move deeper and deeper underground and eventually off-planet. The Repterans carried out an ethnic cleansing on the remaining ant people, taking away their ability to reproduce. The higher Zeta Reticulans Greys and the Mantids have been trying to heal this original Earth-human insectoid culture, but modern-day Earth-human DNA was required to strengthen them and enable them to reproduce again. With the planetary shift approaching, Earth-plane humanity also needed help with repair to their DNA, also interfered with by the Repterans, so the Zetas did approach the authorities on Earth in order to carry out an exchange. What they weren't aware of was the fact that the Reptarian controllers were still in charge down here, not wanting humanity to be given off-planet help. The Reptarians had interfered with human DNA in the first place to keep them limited and disempowered, just as they'd done with the ant people. So yes, an approach was made, which has been twisted by the planetary controllers to make the ETs out as a threat. It was actually the authorities down here that broke the agreement by starting up their own MyLab military abduction hybrid program, which they then proceeded to hide behind the genuine Zeta program, which was designed to benefit both cultures.
Okay, so the original program that the Greys approached the authorities was it was designed to assist both Earth-plane cultures, the ant people and modern-day humans, both of which had been interfered with by the Repterans.
Yes, precisely. When I heard about this supposed treaty with the Greys, I recall something that I'd read years ago in Michael Hessemann and Philip Mantle's book, Beyond Roswell. On pages 112 to 116 is information that was put out from various people involved with the retrieval and examination of both living and dead ETs taken from crashed ships in the 1940s and 1950s. All this information, though questioned and even ridiculed at the time, is reasonably accurate and casts the ETs in a non-threatening light. Colonel Philip Corso, who dealt directly with some of the surviving ETs, backs this up, despite being misquoted on a number of occasions.
So the fear comes from all of the disinformation and misinformation.
Yes, exactly. As I read in Hessemann and Mantle's book, in the 1970s or thereabouts, a person by the name of William Milton Cooper appeared on the scene. He made a very questionable claim that, having been in the Navy in 1971 as a quartermaster, and having read all of this earlier material on the ETs, he'd been singled out to brief the commander of the Pacific Fleet, and that in order to be able to do this, he'd received all the necessary documents from Washington pertaining to ET contact.
Was there any evidence of this?
No, none whatsoever. This was a ludicrous claim, but instead of being asked to produce evidence of this, he managed to carry on, speaking in front of overflowing auditoriums, obviously making a lot of money out of it, and elaborating and enhancing his story with each lecture that he gave. As the lectures progressed, the ETs suddenly became cosmic vampires who nourished themselves on the body fluids of humans and were preparing to take over the Earth. William Milton Cooper also claimed that the United States government had aligned itself with them and had sold land and people to them in exchange for their technology. This seems to be where the story originated, as a money-making scheme by William Milton Cooper. However, from what I understand, Cooper would have been just a part of a much bigger disinformation campaign about the Greys that was being put in place earlier.
So the story told about the Greys Treaty would certainly make people feel fearful, that's for sure. But it's not true. It's all been planned by the controllers.
Yes, definitely. I was in friendly contact for some years with Dr. Carol Rossen, who is an ex-missile consultant with NASA. Carol worked with Dr. Werner von Braun, a rocket scientist who came to the United States as part of Operation Paperclip after World War II. Carol became very close with Dr. von Braun and in fact was his right-hand man, and she often spoke of a very accurate warning and prediction that he made many decades ago. This warning and prediction was that the military-industrial complex would find one excuse after another to justify perpetual conflict and massive military expenditures. The first of these was communism, the second was terrorism, both of which have most certainly come to pass. The third, which has been in the making since the 1950s, with the help of one such as William Milton Cooper, is planned to take the form of a faked invasion of Earth by extraterrestrials. And note that I say faked. The military-industrial complex orchestrating all of this is under the control of the Cabal, whom I refer to in my book Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth as the Controllers or Repterans. They are also known as the Elites and the Illuminati. In other words, a massive amount of seemingly ET activity is very cleverly stage managed from right here on Earth, including extremely convincing and very realistic alien abductions, which are really my lab's military abductions, involving fake greys, which are programmed life forms, hypnotism, drugs, etc. These are the ones who carry out the animal mutilations and are also responsible for many of the so-called UFOs that are seen, especially around military bases. The late Paul Hellyer, ex-Defence Minister of Canada, with whom I've been in contact personally, and who asked if he could quote from my ET Presence book and one of his own books, has confirmed all of this in his excellent book entitled A Light at the End of the Tunnel. Dr. Stephen Greer has also done a massive amount of research on this. His book, Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge, is certainly worth a read.
Yeah, that's good, Judy. And this is one of the main reasons why you've written all of your books and continue to speak your truth about being a dual soul.
For sure. I just wish people would do a bit more research before taking on all of this information regarding the ETs, and particularly the Greys, that's been deliberately put up online. With conscious recall of working up on the ships as a Grey, I and others of us know what's really going on and the lies that are being put out. I'd ask people to please check out the podcast that Paula and I put up on almost a weekly basis. That's a link provided with this video.
And also, if you'd like to read more about this, all of Judy's books are available on Amazon. And Judy, they are
Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by The Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, And my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and also both available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Wonders from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Well done.
Go away, Marge.
Thank you so much, Jude, and thank you everyone for listening. Please share, like and subscribe. Sending you all much love, and bye for now.